All right. Good morning. Early Monday morning crypto talk. Bitcoin Brandon here from Los Angeles, California. Hope you guys had a great weekend. What we're going to be doing now is getting our week started and our day started by having crypto talk. Crypto education. I don't start my day without it. Although I have a new routine now. I got to go to the gym first. So that's my biggest challenge. I started that again this morning and we'll keep it up. So let's see who we have on the line. We've got Abdur Razak, welcome. Yashika, Ron Head, Justice and Julie from Puerto Rico, Mafus, Yashika, Shadari, Kathy King. Kathy, I'm still waiting. You know what I'm talking about. Terry Marino, Nicholas, Carl Collins, Letitia Hill, Kerwin Williams, Terry Marino, Rather Die Trying, Willis Elijah Mercer, Rashawn Darnell Abram Jr., Gerald Gardner, Lee Dickey, Nazim, Kirill. Now, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, give my opinion, and share suggestions, and it is up to you to make an informed decision on which direction you want to go in. There's 4 rules I live by in the crypto space. Rule number 1, education is everything. Rule number 2, never invest money you cannot afford to lose. Rule number 3, always get your return on investment back as fast as possible. And finally, rule number 4, where do you see yourself in 3 months, 6 months, a year from now? What vehicle have you chosen to make that happen? Take action and stay focused. Do not get distracted. There's so many things out there that can distract you in many different directions. You have limited resources. You can't be a part of everything. That means you're going to have to say no to some good and great opportunities. Stay focused. Yes, diversify, but you got to have one source of income first. All right? This is not going to guarantee you success, but it will at least minimize your risk. And Bill Childers, I want to thank you. You shot over to me a video that I've been watching all morning. Glenn Beck and Tika talking about the great Bitcoin cryptocurrency conspiracy. Because I've been saying the same exact thing. And at the end of this live, I'm going to post a link to that video in the chat box. I think it is groundbreaking. It's not, if you've been listening to me, then it's not anything new. But if it's your first time, it's going to open your eyes to some things. And I love listening to it. And I'm probably going to watch it several times. That's on top of the video from yesterday that I posted about, that talks about the new disruption, power, digitized energy, how it's going to transform and change the world. And why did I like that so much? Because it's the new third industrial revolution. Because we're right in the middle of it with our green machines. GreenX mining rigs. It's not just for show. Is not just hype. It is taking advantage of some technology that is going to revolutionize the planet. And we are at the beginning of this trend. So I was excited about that. So those 2 videos, and I posted that video yesterday. So we're going to, a couple of articles. Today we're going to start with international news, geopolitics. We're going to talk about India. And India has banned all cryptocurrency. They don't believe in Bitcoin. However, their government does believe in the technology behind Bitcoin. See, a lot of people's always talking about Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies, but they have no clear understanding about distributed ledger technology, the blockchain, the technology that makes it all possible. So what did the Indian government figure out? Well, Indian state embraces blockchain technology. Why? To mitigate fraud in government. So we've got a government here that, yeah, in one instance, they tried to ban and criminalize Bitcoin and crypto, but then they say, wait a minute, this technology might actually have some benefit for us. If governments actually started to look at it from that standpoint, it'll be a whole different world right now. They will eventually. So the Indian state of Telangana looks primed as a blockchain technology forerunner in the subcontinent. On July 26, state officials signed MOUs with various blockchain startups and consultants to augment the use of the burgeoning technology in administrative services. As reported by Business Standard, Telangana's IT and industrial head Jayesh Ranjan noted the implementation of blockchain technology in 6 or 7 government applications. Earlier, the state had piloted blockchain-based land registry and pension platforms to bring transparency and mitigate fraud in the 2 middlemen-dominated businesses. What do you think blockchain is going to do for the continent of Africa? You have a lot of countries in Africa that are rich in natural resources, tenfold more than what America's sitting on. Yet, the countries are poor and the governments are riddled with fraud. You think that blockchain technology might be able to eliminate a lot of that fraud and waste? What if the Mexican government, you threw blockchain technology in there? What do you think is going to happen to fraud overnight? Even in the United States, you throw blockchain technology on the lobbyists and congressmen and senators, and you're able to tell who's funding who and why, and now you understand why they vote the way they vote. You're going to eliminate a whole lot of fraud. The Pentagon's figured it out. All right. Rajan revealed migrating to blockchain-based platforms helps amidst the opacity of governmental sectors by assisting citizens in tracking sensitive information and pinpointing the progress of essential applications. What do you think the blockchain is going to do for the like the Red Cross or giving aid? There's a donations and stuff. Like 80% of donations never actually get to where they're supposed to go. Like when the earthquake happened in Haiti, they only got 15% of the money that was donated to them. Where'd all the rest of the money go? The blockchain tracks all that. So attracting businesses. Meanwhile, Nuclear Vision founder Abhishek Pitti is organizing the International Blockchain Conference in Hyderabad on August 3rd, 2018. As stated on the website, the event features state governments of Telangana and Goa, as well as NITI Aayog, the country's authoritative body on strategic planning in rural or urban areas. Tim Draper. Why does that name sound familiar to me? Kathy, can you tell me why? I don't know. There's something about Tim Draper that... Let me stop. Tim Draper is scheduled to speak at the event, along with political personalities and senior members from Icon, Binance, Neo, and Huobi. It remains to be seen how the event affects the Indian government's infamous disdain towards cryptocurrencies and related sectors, given the magnitude of speakers and business scheduled for the appearance. Telangana is regarded in India as one of the most literate and forward-thinking states. The region's capital city of Hyderabad is home to several IT and software firms employing millions of highly skilled engineers from across the world. Embracing blockchain technology is an extension of the state's technology push, as evidenced several times in the past. As reported by CCN, Telangana's blockchain-based land registry platform was regarded as one where anyone can see who holds the land. That's important right there. It's not who has a deed in their hand. It's recorded. There is no dispute. The protocol was merged with the state's revenue department to ensure end-to-end transparency of records while maintaining the integrity of the information. Interestingly, the Indian Institute of Information Technology, Hyderabad, one of the country's premier educational institutions, was included in Ripple's $50 million educational grant in June 2018 for increased research and development in the areas of blockchain and cryptocurrency. Very interesting what moves India is making, bringing the blockchain into their government. All right, let's see what other article do we have right here. And my computer is moving very, very slow. So welcome all you new people that just hopped on. Ray Fountain, The Oracle, Rob Harris, Michelle Norval, Lance Bugler. You know what, Rob? I see you making moves like Tika is. You know, you watched that video I posted with Glenn Beck and Tika. That's you, Rob. All right, U.S. investors are curious, but not ready to invest in Bitcoin. Let's pull this up. Then we're going to talk about what's going on in South Carolina. Results of a survey published by Wells Fargo Gallup on July 28, 2018, revealed that only 2% of U.S. has invested in Bitcoin. Less than 1% plan to buy in near future, while it influences 26%. The survey points to the fact that many investors are still hesitant to get invested in cryptocurrencies. So you guys that's investing in crypto right now, you are ahead, way ahead of the curve. The recent poll carried out by Wells Fargo Gallup has shown the majority of the U.S.-based investors still consider the investment in Bitcoin as very risky. I read an article on this, what was it, 2 days ago? So BT's manager is a little bit late on this. According to a Wells Fargo Gallup poll, just 2% of investors, understand the difference here. There's a difference between what percentage of the population is investing and what percentage of investors are investing. See, right now, 8% of the American population has invested in crypto. Only 2% of investors, meaning those who invest in stocks, bonds, real estate, precious metals, you know, the people who really have money, only 2% of them have invested in crypto. So you guys are ahead of them. But when they do, you're going to ride the rocket all the way to the top. The poll revealed that only 3% of men and 1% of women, 3% of people from the age of 18 to 49, and only 1% of investors above the age of 50 own Bitcoins. Women, if you're a woman, and I already did last week, last week was all about the women. One goal of yours should be able to own one full Bitcoin and sit on it. Put it aside somewhere, never look at it, forget you even have it. Because as of right now, only 1% of female investors own Bitcoin. So if you get it in your pocket now, before they figure it out, that's going to put you in a very, very good place. Let me use, I don't want to call Junebug out here, because she's listening in Puerto Rico. At 15 years old, let's say between now and before you turn 16, you accumulate one full Bitcoin. And right now the price is 8,000 something. So you're going to need your mom and dad to help you get this. But you get one full Bitcoin and you forget about it. Put it away somewhere. You're in high school. Couple of years pass by. You're about to go to college. Think you've got 3 more years, or maybe 4. I forgot. You should just be going to your freshman year. And what happens 3-4 years from now? That one Bitcoin that's worth 100 million, 200. I'm sorry, not 100 million. 100,000, 200, $300,000 for one Bitcoin, and you own it. Think about that as at 19 years old. So you know what happens with most 18 and 19-year-olds right now? Because I used to be one. Going to college, getting student loans. By the time we graduate, we're $30,000 to $100,000 in debt before we even get our first job. Whereas If you have a Bitcoin right now before you even go to college, you're already a couple $100,000 in profit. Or you can sell half of that Bitcoin to pay for college. And the other 50% is still there when you graduate that you can now use to invest. So forget about, oh, I got to get a 9-to-5 job when I graduate from college. You've got another $100,000 to invest somewhere and let your money work for you and live off your money like the wealthy people do. So I envy Junebug being 15 years old and learning about crypto. I'm 42. I started learning about crypto at 440. Think about that. What's going on, Quentin from the UK? All right, back to the article here. That's enough of that. I already covered that the other day. Let's get into South Carolina. News that just broke the last 48 hours. You know, in the United States, 2017, near the end, Bitcoin was just going crazy. There were companies that were coming up left and right, promising 1% a day, 2% a day. We're going to double your money, your Bitcoin in 30 days. We're going to give you 40% return on your money. We guarantee it. And people just went crazy with that. And what happened to those companies? Well, some of them were scams. Some of them were Ponzi's. Some of them were legitimate but weren't registered in the United States. Some of them got cease and desist orders put on them, which instead of the company fighting the cease and desist, they either pulled out of the United States, shut down, or did exit scams where the CEOs ran off with everybody's money. So it was seen as if you get a cease and desist on you, it's a death sentence of your company. Now, this year, a cease and desist was put on Genesis Mining and Swiss Gold Coin. I didn't know about this other one, Ship Chain Mining. But something happened. Instead of rolling over or just pulling out, Genesis actually fought back. They fought back, represented themselves, presented why they're not what the South Carolina SEC cease and desist says they were, and they got the order reversed. That's rare. It hasn't happened before. So this is a new article. I haven't read this yet. We covered that last night. I read the article about Genesis Mining. So let's see what this article is about here. South Carolina regulators unban ship chain blockchain project. In a significant triumph for the ship chain supply chain blockchain project. What the heck? Hold on, pause on me for a second. Okay. Let me say it again. In a significant triumph for the ship chain supply chain blockchain project, authorities in South Carolina have on July 26 vacated the cease and desist order hammered on the project earlier in May 2018. The South Carolina Securities Commissioner had no choice but to lift the ban after results of his investigation showed that the ship chain DLT project and its founders are not guilty of any offense against the state. So when you get a cease and desist, that's not the end of the world. They just want more clarity. Come in and prove to us what it is you're doing. And 9 times out of 10, here's what happens. You always got some clown that has nothing better to do, that spends their day trying to get clicks on a YouTube channel or on a blog or a website, and all they do is write critical information about everything out there as clickbait. And then to get even more attention, they'll run to a state and say, this company's claiming this, it's claiming this, see, here's a video that one of their members did. And the state, before they do anything, just throw out a cease and desist. Oh yeah, we got to shut this down right now. And then they call you in. It's not like the state's running around looking for these companies. Somebody had to complain. And you always got some fool out there that's like that. Nothing. These are the same type of people that want to do a class action lawsuit every time they lose $5 and spend all their time and money. They spend more money on the class action lawsuit than on the money they actually lost. Anyways, it says, in a first of its kind occurrence in the U.S. state of South Carolina, the South Carolina Securities Commissioner and the South Carolina Attorney General's office have vacated the cease and desist order filed against ShipChain earlier in May this year. On May 25th, BTC manager informed that a notice had been sent to ShipChain blockchain-based supply chain project, what a name, and its founders, alleging that ShipChain was operating illegally in the state, selling unregistered securities to South Carolina residents. At all times relevant to this order, respondent ShipChain continuously offered investment opportunities in the ShipChain platform and the corresponding tokens to South Carolina residents. An excerpt from the order read, at the time, adding at no time relevant to the events where the securities at issue registered with the division or federal covered securities, and the respondents have claimed no exemption from registration. As always, ShipChain was given 30 days to respond to a request a hearing. So the pushback. In response to the cease and desist order, the ShipChain team sent a letter to the South Carolina Securities Commissioner's office on May 24th stating categorically that it does not believe that its SHIP tokens are securities. The team argued that their token sale event was conducted in compliance with all necessary laws and concluded in January, even before locating its software development team in South Carolina. The project founders also made it clear in the letter that its SHIP tokens were sold to accredited investors, and none of the investors that participated in this token generation event are Carolina citizens or businesses. And Kathy, I think I know the two you're talking about. Those were the two that came out of Texas, one with mining out of mining operations from Utah, if I'm not mistaken, if you're right. Those were just brought down, what, less than a month ago? They weren't brought down. Well, the cease and desist was placed on them. After carefully investigating the matter, the Securities Commissioner of South Carolina have deemed it necessary to vacate the order as ShipChain and its founders have been found to commit no wrongdoing. And that's actually good news, Kathy, because if they turn around, because they got 30 days to respond to it, I know they have their lawyers already in place. And I know probably that, like I said, there was some clown in Texas that complained and doesn't fully understand what's going on. So the lawyers go down there, get that settled. That's going to set another precedence for basically all mining companies in the United States that's actually doing things the right way. So a cease and desist order is not the death knell of a company. Send your lawyers down there, argue your case, and it'll get reversed. So this is now, therefore, it is at this moment ordered that the administrative order to cease issued to ShipChain Inc. on May 21st, 2018 is at this moment vacated. An excerpt of the order read. So we're going to start to see this happening too. Companies are going to start to fight back. They didn't in 2017. They got a cease and desist order on them. They freaked out, fled the company or the country, pulled out, or made an exit scam. It is one thing to note. The government has never shut down any of these companies. All right? The government didn't shut down USI-Tech. The government didn't shut down BitConnect. No government shut them down. It's important to know that. All right. One last article here. And this is also important. This is what I was talking about for Junebug. Bitcoin price headed to $500,000 in 6 years. Hedge fund manager. Mafus, I did a Facebook Live about those two companies and you were on it. You were there when I did the Facebook Live about those two mining companies. That was weeks ago though. So how old will you be in 6 years? Oh, I hate to think about it, but hey. 6 years from now, I'll be going on 48 years old. Good Lord. 6 years. How old will you be 6 years from now? Because 6 years is going to come anyway, whether we like it or not. You can't slow down time. You can't stop it. We all have the same amount of time in a day. It's what you do with that time that matters the most. But according to this guy, 6 years from now, Bitcoin is going to be worth $500,000 a coin. The year is more than halfway over. Look at that. Junebug will be 21 years old in 6 years. 21 years old, you got one Bitcoin worth $500,000. Oh, you are way ahead of your peers, your friends. Way ahead. You could buy a house, a car, and then live off of the investments for the rest. Especially if you know how to invest your money. And that's what you're doing right now. Sitting with your mom, learning about this crypto stuff every day. Learn how to invest your money. The year is more than halfway over, but hedge fund manager Mark Yusko isn't backing down from his prediction that the Bitcoin price will reach a new all-time high in 2018. The first rumble of a moonshot that will see the flagship cryptocurrency crack the six-figure threshold in less than a decade. Writing on Twitter, Mark Yusko, the founder of North Carolina-based Morgan Creek Capital Management, said that he is sticking by his year-end price target of $25,000. So that's the target. $25,000 by the end of this year. Ray, you said you're going to be the same age as Bitcoin? 9? Or 21? Or 14? He says, my view from April is unchanged. The network effect of Bitcoin is powerful, and all that matters today is securing ownership of the network. The daily price is just noise. I like that. So when you guys see the price of Bitcoin, that market corrects and it goes down and people panicking and freaking out and the news is saying it's a bubble and that it's gone, it's crashing, the people who matter, that's making serious money, they're not even fazed by that. It's just noise. Are you going to be the same age as me, Ray? I'm not going to be 76 in 6 years. Oh, you're going to be 76. There you go. Still young, still vibrant age. Make sure you're working out and staying in shape right now. I'll be 48 in 6 years. 76. Wow, where will Bitcoin be when I turn 76? What will my crypto portfolio look like? Oh, born in 76. Yes, I was born in 76 as well. July 13th, 1976. All right, let me get back to the article. What's going on, Paul? I will see you this weekend out here in LA. I'm ready for Saturday. In fact, shoot me some info on what's happening Saturday, the lineup for it. Okay, last October, Yusko predicted that the Bitcoin price could one day reach $1 million per coin, though he said that he did not expect Bitcoin to hit that milestone for at least a decade. Such predictions rank Yusko among the most optimistic of Bitcoin bulls. But he says his targets are justified due to the power of the network effect. The theory that a communications network becomes increasingly valuable as it onboards more users. Kathy, my parents got married in 76 too. And then I was born in 76. See, such predictions rank Yusko. Okay, as CCN reported, the Bitcoin price tumbled below $8,000 last Thursday after the US SEC denied the Winklevoss twins' second attempt at listing a Bitcoin ETF on a regulated exchange. Though the ruling was not a blanket decision on all cryptocurrency ETFs, the reasoning behind the agency's decision casts significant doubt on whether it will approve any other Bitcoin funds in the near future. Despite this downward pressure, Bitcoin managed to fight its way back above $8,000 and spend the majority of the weekend trading near $8,200. Commenting on Bitcoin's recent price movements, Yusko said that daily fluctuations are just noise because all that matters is securing ownership of the Bitcoin network. Earlier this year, Morgan Creek Capital began raising capital to launch a $500 million cryptocurrency hedge fund. Anthony Pompliano, perhaps better known by his Twitter handle, Pomp, who runs Morgan Creek's digital asset operations, said recently that he and his partners have never sold an investment from one of their crypto funds, adding that the industry is a decades-long game that will reward patient investors. I like that. Now, what can you do as an individual to prepare and get in the game? At least get your foot in the door. I'm going to tell you 3 things you can do. 2 of them I can guarantee you. The third I cannot guarantee, but it is worth the risk. First and foremost, as a disclaimer, I'm not a licensed financial advisor to be dispensing financial advice. I read the news, share opinion, give my suggestions, and it is up to you to do your own research and make your own educated decision as an adult. Saying that, here's my suggestions. Number 1, take $300 out, buy Bitcoin, and sign up with Cryptogenics. Get your education on. Education is priceless in this space, unless you're willing to go pay $6,000 to $10,000 to learn at a college. That's not going to teach you anywhere near what Cryptogenics does with its 45 lessons and continuing lessons. I will not invest with, I will not do business with, I will not work with somebody in the crypto space who refuses to get crypto education or who tell me some asinine statement like, oh, I'll just get it off of YouTube and Google. You're a risk to me. I don't take risks like that. Go invest on your own dime. So spend the $300 and get crypto education. You cannot unlearn what you learn. It is priceless. It'll save you $500,000. And that is a guarantee. Crypto education. Number 2, have a budget set aside. I don't know how much you make or what comes into your household every single week or month, but have a budget set aside where you're putting a certain percent of your money into crypto portfolio. Start to build your crypto portfolio by just buying and holding. You know, the education is going to teach you other ways to invest, but this you can do without crypto education. Let me qualify that. Depending on what type of coins you buy. I did a Facebook Live months ago about some kid. Well, he's a kid, but he's like in his 20s, who lives out of his car, works two jobs, and is putting his entire paychecks into crypto. And I was like, wow, that's a big risk, but he's about to make it off. Until he stated what coins he was buying. And I'm like, what? What? You're buying what? Those are crap coins. I don't know if he was doing that just to get attention or what. So yeah, a little bit of education is important to choose which coins you're going to build in your crypto portfolio. Start with the top 10. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Ripple, Dash, Cardano, Stellar, Litecoin, Ethereum Classic. I mean, and then you hear about once you're educated, you hear about certain ICO projects that come out, or blockchain projects that's disrupting industries, like the health industry, travel industry, food industry. You know, certain things that are not luxuries, they're necessities. Education is going to teach you that. You'll be able to tell what's BS and what's not. Oh no, Jason, he wasn't lying. He brought those coins up and everybody was like, oh, you've lost your mind. No wonder why you're living out of your car and you're single. You don't know what to do with your money. All right. So no, that's number 2. No matter how big, you can be $50 a month, $50 a week, $1,000 a month. And then number 3. So those first 2 is guaranteed. Because I know it's a guarantee that the crypto market cap is going to rise from 284, 87 billion, whatever it is right now, to more than $1 trillion and more. And by default, all the coins are going to rise up as a default. Now, here's number 3. This one is not a guarantee, but is a calculated risk that I'm most excited about. Take $3,750 and buy yourself a GreenX mining machine. That's right. Buy a GreenX mining rig. What is that going to do? I don't have time, if you don't understand what mining is, to go over it right now. All you need to know is that mining is the backbone of the industry. Bitcoin and other coins are a reward for the result of mining. That's what creates them. Would you rather buy the golden egg or the golden goose that produces golden eggs every single month? Why Green X? Why am I excited about that? Well, I mean, look at it this way. I have stated this time and time again that the blockchain is going to disrupt every single industry on the planet today. Every single one. You've seen companies like Uber that have redefined what taxis is. They own no taxis. Airbnb redefined how you travel and stay somewhere. They own no hotels. But the biggest industry that really is going to impact the planet, besides food and healthcare, is the power industry, electricity. We're not talking about a luxury, we're talking about a necessity of an invention created on a grid that hasn't changed in over 100 years. And when we talk about the cost of energy and the lack of energy and affordable energy around the world, there's no reason doggone Puerto Rico, 40% still doesn't have stable electricity 9 months after Hurricane Maria. No freaking point whatsoever. Akon even had the solution, and the government didn't allow it. It's called digitized energy, digitized electricity, decentralized electricity, solar power in a box. So with just that alone, revolutionizing, we're talking about something huge. 50 billion coins that's going to represent the green. The only way to get the coin right now is to mine it through one of the wholesalers, and Cryptogenics is a wholesaler. You can't get it anywhere else. You got to get it through one of the wholesalers. But if you're one of the first to mine the coin, what do you think's going to happen? You're going to be able to get the most amount of coins, and you're getting them, mining them when they're cheap. What's going to happen when they hit the exchange and start to go up in value? And then you don't look just 30 days after it hits the exchange. What happens 6 months or a year as the project continues to grow? Phase 2, phase 3, worldwide adoption starts taking place. At one point, Ripple reached over $3 a coin. $3 a coin. When you look on the coin market cap and you look at coins that are in the billions, see, now I can state these numbers because this is real. Ripple has 39 billion coins in circulation. Right now it's at 44 cents. Market cap's at $17 billion. 44 cents. 39 billion coins. What if you're sitting on a couple of million coins and it hits the exchange at 1 cent, 2 cents, then goes up to 10 cents? What if it's at 30 cents? Let's look at another coin here that's in the billions. Stellar, 18 billion coins, 29 cents per coin. Cardano, 25 billion coins, 15 cents per coin. Or this one, I like this one even better, Tron. Tron is 65 billion coins. Tron's useful application can't even touch what Green X is. And they're worth right now 3 cents, 0.3 cents. If you have, I'm just going to throw out a figure here. What if you had 1.4 million coins? I don't know where I got that number from. I'm just guessing here. Let's just say you had 1.4 million coins and it was worth 3 cents each. That's $42,000 right there. I'm just saying. I'm just looking at the coin market cap right now. What other ones here has got a whole lot? Let's see. Is it Liquid? No. Bytecoin, yeah, 183 million. I'm sorry, 183 billion coins. Good grief. But it's worth 0.002 cents. Bytecoin. Digibyte. That's a good example. 10.5 billion coins and is worth 0.04 cents. So that's not a guarantee, but the money that you can make from that, you can then flip it. No, not Siacoin, Viacoin. That's the one I just read. Let me go back. Oh yeah, Siacoin. I don't know what Siacoin is. 35 billion coins, and it's worth 1 cent. Huh. 35 billion coins and worth 1 penny. And nobody knows what the heck that is. What do you think's going to happen to Green X when it hits the exchange? This is good to be alive right now. You got to take advantage of this time. We are living at the beginning of the vanguard of a brand new age. And shame on you if you don't get positioned and take advantage of it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it for this morning. I will be back later on this afternoon for Late Night Crypto Talk at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. So I hope you guys learned something new. As always, that is the point. Enjoy your Monday. God bless. Bye-bye.
Crypto Gen X.